Ah, wow. Wow, it says I'm live. So, whoa, I'm not quite sure about this light though. So I'm just going to go and turn a couple off. Kind of misty still, isn't it? Whoa. Okay, the people that are in the chat, can you see me? Can you hear me? And do I look as though I've got Vaseline on the lens? Try giving it a wipe. No? Hi, Cheryl. Lovely to see you here. And hello, Charlotte, as well. Thank you. Thank you for coming. It's really nice to see you. I wasn't sure if anybody would turn up, but I thought, well, I'll just get on with it. Do a live. I'm going to give it another couple of minutes, see if anybody else comes along. But it's great. It's great that you two are here. And I'm so sorry that I had to change it from 6 o'clock. It was one of those things where I completely messed up. I normally have my granddaughter on a Wednesday while her brother and sister go to gymnastics. And I realised that she doesn't normally go till about 6:30. And she's 3 years old and she's a little spark. There's no way she'd let me do it. She wouldn't just play quietly with the toys or something like that. You know, she'd be grandma, 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 grandma. I thought, well, I won't be able to concentrate, so I'll change it till 7. And then my daughter rang me and said, you don't need to have her today. Oh no. So I'd already changed it. I'd already messed everybody about. And I thought, oh well, I'm just gonna have to go with it, aren't I? But we're here. We're here now. So that's all we can say, really, isn't it? What time is it? It's 1 minute to. So we're gonna unfortunately we've got that light right in my glasses as well. I shall edit this later. Let's see if that's any better. Still see it, can't you? In my glasses. I'll have to take my glasses off and go without. No, of course she wouldn't. Exactly. You know what they're like at 3. And Sylvia, like I say, she's a little spark. I'm sorry about the fiddling about, but YouTube doesn't give you a chance to set up properly before you start. That's a bit. It's the first time I've done this, and I can't say that I like it. It's all a little bit by the seat of your pants. Right. So is everybody surviving in the heat? Oh, you miss yours. It'll be teenagers. Yeah, my youngest child is 34. But I try not to say how old my oldest child is because that makes me feel ancient because that one is 41. Can you imagine having a 41-year-old child? I actually even miss the teenagers, to be honest, but I've got teenage grandchildren now, so and I get the nice bit of the teenage dumb. 47 and 46. They're not teenagers. So, you went to the coast to cool down. Charlotte, we've got a heat wave over here in the UK, and we're really not built for it. Most of our houses don't have air conditioning, and we're not used to the temperature going up to 30 degrees. I can't think what that is in Fahrenheit. You know, we kind of switched quite high, isn't it? 30 degrees anyway is too much for me. It's a little bit better today. And I'm just hoping that we're going to have this 3rd or 4th heat wave, whatever it is, when I go on holiday next week, because then I'll be by the coast as well. Norfolk, UK or Norfolk in Carolina? I'm not sure where you're based, Charlotte. Oh, the UK. Oh, brilliant. Oh, well, one day, if we have a face-to-face meet-up, I shall definitely want to meet you. Swaffham. Oh, yes, I know where it is. I don't think I've been, but I know where Swaffham is. In Scotland, it's hot. That's pretty rare, really, isn't it? I'm glad you got to go up there, Cheryl. That's a nice holiday, visiting friends, walking, swimming. Yeah. Brilliant. I know Cheryl. We actually met up a few weeks ago to go for a walk. No, no. Those little midges, they're a pain, aren't they? Right. Well, it looks like it's just going to be the three of us, which is nice and cozy. I feel much more relaxed now because I thought there'd be lots of people come that I didn't know, and I didn't know how they'd react to me and my waffling. Um, it says there are three. I wonder if that includes me. So what I'll do is I'll try and do this in such a way that I can edit it and then put it as a video later, so that the information is available in a more concise form for other people if they want to see it. Um, I'm not familiar with this interface or any of this. I wouldn't have set that light up if I knew that I needed my glasses to read the chat. But yeah, it is what it is. So let's go with it as it is. So thank you for coming. There's just a few things that I wanted to say, a few little update things about Midlife and Beyond and my plans for the future for Midlife and Beyond and the Midlife movement, which is what it came from. And just to tell you a few things that how you can get more involved and, you know, get to know me a bit better, me to get you to know you a little bit better, and to get more resources to have a happy older life, because that's our aim, isn't it? It's to become elders rather than feeble old people, which is apparently what society sometimes expects us to be. I've talked quite a lot about the medical profession. You know, they always seem to want to look at my age before they look at anything that's concerning me in any way, shape, or form. And that always makes me a bit nervous. You know, I always think, is there a quota? You know, am I too old to get the treatment? Maybe I'm getting a little bit paranoid. Right. Oh, six people. Do say hello. It's only me and Cheryl and Charlotte. Please come and say hello. And that makes me feel a lot more comfortable about about talking to you. Thank you for coming. I'm sorry I had to change the time, as I did say earlier. A little bit of a mix up and all my fault. So there you go. So the first thing that I wanted to do was to celebrate. I don't know if you've noticed this, but actually there are 10,000 plus now subscribers on this YouTube channel, which absolutely blows my mind. I popped into Chat GPT and said, how can I visualize 10,000 people watching my videos? You know, it's just I'm not good with figures. I don't know about you. And it said, well, that's 4 times the London Palladium, or the Royal Albert Hall twice. It even gave me a nice little sentence to say, which I forgot. Never mind. Or 50 fully booked Boeing 737s. It is just, you know, if we all stood together, shoulder to shoulder, we'd go for 6 miles. That's what 10,000 people looks like. And I'm celebrating it now. Hello, hello. Oh gosh, that looks like Cyrillic, is it? Alphabet. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, but hello. Thank you for saying hello. I'm sorry about that. Put it there phonetically for me, and then I can say hello properly. Thanks for being brave, though, and coming and saying hello and not just lurking. You're welcome to lurk. It's fine. Do I look misty? Can anybody tell me? Svetlana, thank you, thank you. Where are you coming to us from, Svetlana? I do look milky. I look sort of misty and milky. Oh well. I'll try and do something with it when I oh, Russia. Whereabouts in Russia? You see, this is what blows my mind, you know, an air of mystery. Yes, I'm an open book, aren't I? And no special filter. I even put makeup on. I didn't need to bother, did I? Because I'm all misty. Do you know, like in the 80s, if you went for a portrait and the photographer would put Vaseline on the lens so that you look like this. Right. So I just wanted to thank you. Thank you so much for subscribing and for supporting my channel. Thank you. Yes, I love orange, and it was the colour of the midlife movement. And I read somewhere that it's a happy colour, and that's what I wanted this channel to be. So whenever I want to feel particularly happy or project happiness, I put on some orange, like a satsuma. So yeah, I just wanted to say thank you and to celebrate that, and just to pause to say, wow, when I started putting out these solo videos back in October last year, I never imagined that there would be 10,000 people that would actually be interested in what I had to say enough to click that subscribe button. So thank you. And I've stopped looking. I've stopped looking at my analytics all the time, thinking, oh gosh, is anybody interested? So that was that. I don't know why I put that bit of paper away, because, yeah, I knew that. Right. The summer schedule. I have the most incredible summer coming up. I'm so grateful, but also a little bit daunted. So my youngest son, is getting married in September. I'm going away on holiday for 2 weeks with him and his fiance and my daughter and her 3 children and husband for 2 weeks. And then when I come back, my daughter, who lives in New Zealand, will be flying over with her 2 children. And so I'm going to have a house full. My eldest grandchild said, oh, Grandma, can I come and stay for the week before the wedding? And I thought, oh, I don't know where I'm going to put you, but yes, of course, I will make room. And then my son and his 5 children, well, 4 children. Oh, hello, Alison. Hello there from Canada. Oh, I'm so glad you made it. I'm sorry to mess you about with the 6 o'clock thing. And then my son with his other 4 children and his wife will be coming for the wedding. So it's going to be crazy, but it's going to be marvelous. And I'm helping out with grandchildren, during the school holidays while one daughter's working, and then the other daughter is here on her own. Husband will come and join us 2 weeks later from New Zealand. So I'm not going to have a lot of time to do a lot of YouTube work. So what I'm trying to do before I go on holiday next week is to make sure that I've recorded enough videos. I'll try and stop wobbling this table as well. This isn't going to be easy to... Come on, Jo, stop running your words into each other so you can actually edit the damn thing. I'm really not making my job any easier. I've forgotten what I was going to say now. I've just interrupted myself. It will be manic, yes, but it will be wonderful. There are 20 of us all together now. My husband and I have 4 children, 4 bonus children, and between them, they now have 10 children as well. So 20 of us sitting around the dinner table or at the wedding. I'll just be made up. So I will be hopefully putting out 1 video a week, and I've already scheduled some shorts to go out every week as well. So I won't disappear, but if you don't see a video coming out, then that's why. And I haven't gone away anywhere. Please don't put me in YouTube prison. I wish I could tell this to the algorithm. Don't stop showing my videos. I'm just out actually living my elder life, because it's all very well talking about it and talking about being happy at this time, but you've got to live it, haven't you? You've got to get out there and live. So this is me living, and where I'm happiest with all my kids and my grandkids. So one thing I wanted to tell you, which was I guess an announcement, was that I've moved my email list over to Substack. Now, some of you would have signed up to MailChimp or whatever other system I've used over the years, and I'm not very good with consistency. I know I should be. I know I have to be, but I don't think that it suits me to be very sort of rigid in what I do. I prefer flow to consistency, and I kind of fell off the sending email wagon a little while ago, and I feel guilty about it. And I think, oh, for goodness sake, Jo. I spend so much time as well, because this actually is my job now. Now that I've retired from photography, YouTube and creating content and coaching is how I make my pennies. And I spend less time doing things that make me pennies than I do things like YouTube and talking to these wonderful people. Oh, lovely. Oh, great. You'll have a great time, Charlotte. So I do need to change that, because I haven't retired fully, and I don't have much of a retirement plan. other than to keep working. So I do need to sort of ramp up things up, and that will happen in the autumn. Now, in the autumn, I'll tell you about that in a minute. First of all, in the chat, I'm going to put the link to Substack. And what I would love for you to do, if that's okay with you, and if you don't mind me landing in your inbox once a fortnight, I'm going to start with once a fortnight over the summer, and then I'll review it and see how things go. Sign up. You just click subscribe, and it's free. This at the moment is free. There will always be a free fortnightly email, and then come the autumn, I will probably have a paid tier in there as well. And I just wanted to get some feedback from you of what you would like from me. I've got some ideas, but this is you. I mean, this is for you and for us as a community. You know, it's I don't like this idea of being this person that projects herself as you know, being sorted and knowing it all, because I really don't. And I learn as much from you guys as hopefully some of you can learn from me. And I get as much out of this community. This YouTube thing, honestly, it's life-changing. It's one of those things, and I'm not being sort of hyperbolic saying that. Um, it affected me in ways that I did not anticipate. It's the sense of community. I've always known how important it is for us to not to feel alone, especially when we're going through changes in life like menopause and midlife and moving into that elderhood period of our lives. It's great to know, oh, somebody else feels that way or has had that experience, you know, and it's not just me. That in itself is valuable. And that goes two ways. The midlife movement started, as you might know if you've seen some of my videos, when I started writing a blog about turning 50, because I was in quite a bad way. I was clinically depressed at the time. I was, you know, on antidepressants and really struggling with that empty nest and the perimenopause symptoms and all kinds of health issues and financial, all kinds of things. It was just horrendous. And that's how I started it. And I wrote my way out of that slump that I was in because people were connecting with me. And, you know, it just gave me that sense that I wasn't alone, which is just huge for all of us. And so I created the midlife movement, and I did have some courses and I had a membership, but I wasn't really sure how to do it. So I kind of cut back on that. I was still working as a photographer as well. And so that was a little bit too much. I do have a habit of biting off more than I can chew. And that isn't what we want at this stage in our lives. We want, if we're still working, we want to be doing work that that flows, that fills us up, that serves us as well as the people that we're serving in whatever capacity. The midlife movement was always meant to be for every woman. No disrespect to some of the midlife influencers that have come through over the last few years. Gen X has really taken the ball and run with it now. And Gen Xers are, I feel, it's just my opinion, Gen Xers tend to be a little bit more willing to put themselves forward than late boomers such as myself. And I think you, Charlotte, I think you're in that boomer generation, if I remember rightly. Forgive me if I've got you mixed up with someone else. And I think it's great. But they're also used to the have it all philosophy of, you know, they've been going to the gym for years. You know, the washboard abs are a thing. The looking younger, the tweakments, everything else, it's all a thing. I wanted to create something that was for, you know, the way women who look like my nan or my mum or me, and just everyday women. And I don't mean anything. I don't want to use the word ordinary, because we're not ordinary. We're all extraordinary in our own ways. But so that's why I use the term every woman, and that's what I want to continue to use. Alison says, I really like the word elder versus older. I'm trying to cultivate the third chapter of my life with that in mind. And absolutely 100% with you on that, Alison. You know, I think sometimes older has negative connotations. There's something to do with that, that, come on, come on, grandma, keep up. Um, we have these connotations that to be older, when we grow older, we become more feeble, we become more, um, we have cognitive decline, physical decline. Yeah, I do not use old in any way, and I'm 74. Age is only a number. Yes, Charlotte, it is only a number. I don't want to be Pollyanna-ish about it because I have lots of issues. I have this in my videos sometimes. I'll have somebody come and go, it's all right for you. And I think, how do you know it's all right for me? How do you know what my medical complaints are or whatever? You don't. I choose to look at what I can do and not what I can't do. And that's what I try to focus on and concentrate on. And that's what I try to encourage other people to do as well. So when you stumbled across, this is Charlotte, when you stumbled across me, although you're way beyond the menopause, I spoke to you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yes, I mean, I love to hear things that make me think, that make me challenge my perceptions and my beliefs even, because that's how we continue to grow, isn't it? And the minute that we kind of stick in the sand, I'm going back to being elderly now, aren't I? I don't know. The minute that we sort of stop adopting that growth mindset and we decide that we know what we believe about that, and we know what we believe about that, and I'm not going to listen to anything else. I'm not going to have my ideas challenged. I love having my ideas challenged. It makes me feel more in the world and more relevant. I don't know about you. Um, so yes, age is only a number, but it also has so much around it, which I think has been negative very often in the past. So that is why I think words are so important. And yes, I'm with you. I prefer to be called an elder. I prefer to think of myself as well, I still think of myself as an elder in the making. I still don't think I'm quite there yet. But yeah, we've all got something to offer, haven't we? We've all got something to offer younger women coming up behind us and young men. And I love it when younger people comment on my videos and their thinking as well, and it's challenging what they think. I used to go into business groups and talk about menopause, and before this was a thing, that I keep saying a thing. I don't feel very, I don't feel very articulate at the minute, which is a shame, isn't it? It's a shame that we're not venerated in our society in the same way that elders are in other societies. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I'd like a bit of veneration. I don't know what form that would take, but actually that would be quite nice. Yeah, just a little bit of respect, and yeah, I think but it cuts both ways. Ageism cuts both ways as well. I think a lot of people our age will start a sentence with, well, young people today, and that's why I'm so grateful to have so many, young people in my life that I could never, be like that. I would hate to be like that. My husband often quotes, I'm going to do that so you can't see that blooming light. My husband often quotes seeing a newspaper clipping from the 1950s that was talking about hooligans, and young people and not having any respect. Yeah, I mean, yes, I think we do feel that we have wisdom that nobody wants. And my grandmother used to say, I've always had so much love and no beggar ever wanted it. And I thought, oh, I want it. Thank you. I'm glad I have it. Yes, you're 51, are you, Svetlana? I'm so happy that you get some inspiration from my channel. I'm really, really grateful to you for that. And yes, that we don't get to this age without having problems, and sometimes serious problems, whether it's to do with our own self, as in our health, or our families, and trying to guide young people through the various problems, or whether it's, we've seen so many world events, haven't we? And now, we live in these uncertain times, and I try to say to my children, look, we do go on and we do get past these things, and then they go, "Oh, this is different, Mum," and I think to myself, yes, I remember my mother-in-law when the Falklands crisis happened. I was a young wife then, and I was terrified that my husband would be conscripted and sent off to the Falklands. And my mother-in-law said, "It'll blow over, it'll be fine," you know. And she also said, "Well, he's my son." And I thought, well, that's a different story. Yes, so let's. The other thing that I've opened up is something called a Stan store. I don't know if you've heard of that. And that has, at the moment, the free resources that you got if you signed up for my newsletter are on my website. But I'm gradually putting them over to Stan store. And you can click on there. Let me find the link for that as well. At the moment, I've just got the confidence one on there. Have I put the Stan store on my list? No, I haven't. You can get to it via the Substack subscription. So Substack is a free subscription, and you get an email from me then right into your inbox. If you enjoy my twittering on, you get something coming to you once a fortnight at the moment. I'm going to review that. I'm just repeating myself for the people that have come in. There were 11 people here a minute ago. So hello and welcome. And do feel free to put your fourpenneth in the, oh gosh, fourpenneth. Now that's a very English thing to say. Do put your views into the chat. So there are free resources are going on to Stan Store, including the free 30-minute coaching call, where if you're thinking about coaching, I don't know if any of you have ever had coaching. Coaching, it's not counselling, but it's where your coach can believe in you until you do. We believe in the discipline that I trained in, that you have the answers to everything that you need to know inside you, and that all is needed is the right questioning of yourself to bring that out. And my job as a coach is to help you to bring that out, to work out because so often what happens is we don't know what we want next. You know, I remember when I went into perimenopause, and I remember thinking, I don't even know what music I like anymore, because I always listen to everybody else's, you know, and if I put something on, it's, oh, Mum, you know, or, oh, Mum, don't dance. Dance all the time now. Yeah, so there's a free 30-minute coaching call, and then at the moment it just says for a single standalone coaching session that you can buy, but there will be some packages up there. And in the autumn, I'm planning to bring out sort of a group coaching sort of membership, so that way I can work with you, and yeah, we can just really have some fun and really explore this time in our lives. Yeah. Yeah, with the arms are going to Charlotte. That's right. Now, maybe you can help me with this. Who watches the podcast? Because I have the solo videos on this channel, and oh, bless you, Cheryl. Yes, I thank you for saying. I didn't want to out you as somebody who's had coaching with me, unless you wanted to say so. I really enjoyed coaching you. Living a different life. Wow. That's fantastic. I'm so proud of Cheryl. I really am. You know, we worked together for several months actually, and I actually got to meet her not long ago. Wonderful to meet her as well in real life, because I do the coaching over the internet in a screen where hopefully I'm not this kind of, you know, misty. Anyway, back to the podcast. I do the solo videos, but I also have guests on to talk about various things, because obviously, you know, I don't know everything about everything. try and, you know, make out I do sometimes, but I don't. If you watch the podcast, do you watch it? That's number one. And please do, if you're watching this on catch up, or if I do edit it, if it's on the edited video, can you just tell me in the comments whether you watch it, if you enjoy it? And because the podcast doesn't get as many views as a rule as my solo videos, and there are a lot more work in terms of finding the podcast guests, doing all the admin around that, etc. Although they're easier to edit as a rule. And I just, I get sick of the sound of my own voice. I'm sure you do too. So it's quite nice to have other voices as well. If you do enjoy the podcast, is there anybody that you would like to see, or any kind of topic that you would like me to cover? And that goes as well for the solo videos. Is there something that you would like me to cover that that you haven't seen yet? Because I'm certainly open to suggestions. Also, remarkable women. Now, I've talked about the everyday woman. Do you know any, or do you admire certain women? And would you like to see blog posts or interviews with them? Give me some ideas. I'm open to ideas. I'm going to give you my email address. If I give you this one, I'm terrible with emails. Jo, oh gosh, I know that's how you spell it. Can't spell my own name. Jo at, oh no, that's right. joblackwell.co.uk. Jo@joblackwell.co.uk, and Jo is just Jo, obviously without the E, because I'm a girl. Let me know. I'm always open to that, and I will probably at some point open up a something like a where you can do super thanks and things like that. My youngest son Dan, some of you will know that the midlife movement would not have come about without him, without his inspiration. We all need inspiration, and this is inspiration going the other way, from a young person to an older person. And nor with the solo videos. Dan has a very successful YouTube channel called Peace Beats with Dan Blackwell, where he reacts. He's a composer, musician, filmmaker, and also Peace Beats films. And I'd really recommend that you check those out if you love music. It's great fun. He does a radio stream, a live radio stream every Friday. Are you lurking, Dan? I'm giving you a shout out. A live radio stream every Friday at 5:30, where he just reacts to songs that he's never heard before. And people go to buy me a coffee and put in a request, and it's one of his income streams, is that people request buy me coffees. But no, they don't request coffee. They I should have bought myself a cup of tea. The caffeine would have made me a little bit more coherent. Right. So, and the midlife movement was purely, I watched one of his other projects and it gave me the courage to start the midlife movement. And then he was here when I started this solo videoing, because he house sits, and then when they have a gap, him and his fiance, they come back here. I've actually been going for 30 minutes now, so I will wrap this up in a few minutes and let you all go and get on with your evening or morning, wherever you are in the world. I'd love to know where you are in the world. If you're still watching and you're still enjoying, please let me know. It's really weird talking to myself on a screen. You'll see every now and again I'm actually making eye contact with myself, and I have to remember to just look at that green dot so that I'm looking at you. The other thing I was going to do today, so we've recognized the 10,000 subscribers. I've thanked those of you that have subscribed. Thank you for those of you who have come to this first live stream. That was what I was going to say. From the middle of September onwards, I'm going to be ramping this up. So once my daughter flies back to New Zealand, I'm going to go from a house filled with people to just me and my husband, who spends most of his time at work or on the cricket pitch. So I'm going to be on my own. So I will need... Hey, Dan. I would have been very crossed if you weren't lurking. I go to your lives, and every now and again I can't resist saying something, and he goes, "Hi, Mum." You're welcome. Now I can't say that. You're in Canada. No, can't say. Sorry. Hi, Kathy. Thank you for being brave and coming on. I mean, we've got people from Canada, people from Russia, people from Norfolk in the UK, and somebody in Scotland in the UK. And Dan, I think you're down in Guildford at the moment, or near Guildford, aren't you? So it's just astonishing when I look at who's watching. And I'm going to be doing lives, I've decided, because this is okay. I feel okay. I'm not sort of shaking too much. I feel all right. It's all right. I'm going to start doing them once a fortnight. So I'm going to send out an email once a fortnight, and then the other week will be a live. And I haven't decided yet quite what form that's going to take. But I do get a lot of people asking for advice, which is a bit discombobulating at times. In the comments, I get so many wonderful comments, and quite often somebody will ask me a very specific question. And I think that what I'm going to do is I will have a bit of a Dear Joe, if you like, set myself up as an agony aunt. What am I doing? You know, to have a discussion about some of these questions that people ask. Because again, we can learn from each other and we can support each other. And if I do it on a live like this, and somebody is brave enough to put in their question or their problem that they want some guidance on, it's not just me saying, well, I think you should do this. I would never do that anyway. But also you would have this community doing that. And I think that is going to be part of the paid community that I will create later in the autumn. As I say, in the autumn, I am going to want a project. I'm going to want something to get my teeth into so that I don't cling when my daughter goes back to New Zealand. And everybody, Dan goes off on his honeymoon, and, my son goes north with his 5 children, and my grandchild goes down south to university, and I'm left here on my Jack Jones. I'm relying on all of you guys to hold me up, please. So Kathy, you're 59, already postmenopausal at 36. Oh gosh, was that a medically induced menopause? Or sometimes it's hereditary, isn't it? I very much enjoy your channel. Thank you so much, and thank you for being here. I think it's sometimes I read the comments and I wonder if people realise that actually I'm reading comments and I'm a real person, because they talk about me in the third person. Oh, she's saying this, or I think, hello, I'm here. Talk to me, please. Does anybody have any questions about anything that I've said here, or anything that you've been wondering? Because now is the time to ask them if you'd like to. 3 weeks and home alone. Hubby gone off his best friend to travel in Peru. Wow. You didn't fancy that then? Is it kind of just a guy's thing, like a bonding thing? Oh, hi, Colleen. Thank you for coming. I was in, I kind of slid into Colleen's business group to do a live on Monday. Oh, right at the last minute. I'm so sorry about that, Colleen. It was, it was shocking. I was out in the garden pruning my roses and I lost track of the time. And Colleen said to me, you asked me a question, Colleen, and you really caught me off guard. And I talked about this earlier. You said, what's my process? What's your process with your YouTube, Jo? And I kind of went gulped a little bit. Well, I sort of have a process. In theory, I have a process, but in reality, I very rarely stick to it. So I was saying earlier, I'm not very good at consistency and systems and processes. And of course, that's what algorithms like. But I'm not doing this for an algorithm. I'm doing it for you, you there. So the algorithm, I have to feed it. It's a beast that has to be fed, because if I don't play the game, then the algorithm will not show my video to other people. And this is where you guys can help me actually as well. If you could just sort of put a comment, put a like, subscribe, of course, even share it. If you've got a friend that you think, oh, wow, that they would benefit from that particular video, I think this will make them laugh or whatever, please do send it to them and say to them, please make sure you like and comment, because that's what the algorithm looks at. And I get really frustrated sometimes, because there's a game that you have to play with YouTube, and you'll probably have noticed this, that Sometimes there'll be a title that's trending, and you'll see loads and loads of different YouTubers using the same title and applying it to their particular area of expertise, or not trying not to copy each other, but actually using the same topic or and title and thumbnail. And the reason for that is because the algorithm picks that up then and shows your video as a, what to watch next, etc. Far more often than when I'm doing a video about how to prevent dementia, which I think is a pretty important topic. I did a video not long ago called I Lost My Glasses, and there's a picture of me with my glasses on my head. And I kind of rehashed the podcast that I did with Dr. Mitch Kleonsky, who had so much great information, and so few people saw it. Excuse me. Oh dear, losing my voice. And I find that really frustrating. How do I make these things sexy so that enough people click on it, that the people that need to hear the stuff get to hear it? It's a constant battle, to get these things seen. If you've been with me for a while, you'll know I've had a couple of what is viral in my, viral is relative to how many, subscribers you have and so on. But I think the first one that I put out, which was that one, where I was just holding my phone on a 5-bar gate, is now on about 20,000 views. One of them is on 245,000 views, and one of them is on, I think, about 107,000 views, which is, I just can't, I can't comprehend that. How many football stadiums is that? How many Boeing 737s is that? If my 10,000 subscribers would fill, how many was it? 50 fully booked Boeing 737s. Dan, 100, more than 100 fully filled Boeing 737s on your channel. It's astonishing, isn't it? So yeah, I'm distracting myself. I'm kind of going off on a tangent. Brain fog. When you're sort of talking and suddenly the end of the sentence goes walkabout. Still happens, even postmenopausally. Even though I do believe my brain has had that upgrade, I am definitely a lot more alert than I was when I was going through perimenopause. April, hello, April. Consistency is hard for me too. Yeah. It's one of those things, isn't it? It's like school. School is, you're supposed to be sausage meat because you're supposed to come out like sausages. The modern schools were built for the Industrial Revolution, weren't they? So that we could get people into factories and have the knowledge that they need. And they're kind of outdated in the way that they churn us out. And not all of us are sausage meat. I know none of my kids were. Oh, I was so grateful when the last one left school and I didn't have to keep being called in. Stopped beating myself up about consistency as long as I can get where I need to go. Yeah. And I, Colleen, you've got the same demographic of audience. Do check out Colleen's channel. She talks about online business for people over 50, women in particular over 50, and she's got some great resources, and she's a really top-notch gal. So do check out Colleen. Dan's just had his mind blown. It is mind-blowing, isn't it? And it's best not to think about it, I think. As I'm looking into this little green dot, I'd rather think of the 9 people that are here than 50 737s fulls of people, because it might just blow my tiny mind as well. I think that when we're talking to our own demographic, we know what we need, don't we? we're not all the same. Some people thrive on process, and I need a business partner who's a process person, really, don't I? And I keep teaming up with other creatives. Colleen is top notch. Here. Yeah. Okay, Colleen. I'm. Thank you for catching me and lending me your support. I am going to wrap this up. 45 minutes. I'm supposed to be in a group myself, so I will, just wrap this up now. But I think that when you're talking to your own people, they're more forgiving anyway of you being maybe a little bit of an airhead, for example, because by watching a person's YouTube channel, I think you really get a sense of the person. I mean, obviously there are things that you decide. If anybody's thinking of starting a YouTube channel, one of the things you have to decide is how much am I going to put out into the world and how much am I going to keep private? And there are some things that you keep private. So yes, I do talk about my children. I do talk about my grandchildren, but generally speaking, I don't use their names. I do use Dan's names because, he's out there as well. There are certain things that I wouldn't talk about. I don't swear generally on my channel unless I really, really, really want to. So if you do ever hear me drop a swear word, you'll know that it's I'm really riled about something. I don't share cleaning tips. Oh, April. You would not want my cleaning tips. That's hilarious. My mum came round yesterday and I actually wiped a cloth around the kitchen. Life's too short, isn't it? It's only dirty again. I like things to be tidy. I like to know where things are, because that helps the chaos in my head. But I'm not a super cleaner. I might do something about decluttering, but it'll be with my take on that, not actual how to. Oh dear, I'm sorry, that's really tickled me. Can you imagine me doing cleaning? I did do a video once. I experimented with trying to cook while I was talking, and we couldn't eat what I ended up with. I can't multitask like that. No, I'll leave the cleaning tips to the people who are good at it. I'm going to stay in my lane and talk about, being an elder in the making in the modern world and how we can have a happy elder life. So, who was it that said that after 4 years, dust does not get any worse? Quentin Crisp, is that? Did he? There are some great quotes from Quentin Crisp. Bless him, he was well ahead of his time, wasn't he? Yeah. Oh gosh, every time I start a video, I'm thinking, don't say anything about cleaning. Don't say anything about. Right, I'm going to let you all go and get on with your day. I'm going to get on with my evening. I'm actually I'm supposed to be in a group like a club that I belong to, so I'm going to see if they'll let me in late. And yeah, I mean, if you've got any ideas, this channel is for you. You are the best part of YouTube. I talked about it changing my life, about it being life changing experience, and I forgot to tell you why. It's because of the connection. It's because of the confidence that it's given me, to know that I'm not the only person thinking certain things, that I'm not the only person out there feeling certain things, and that actually sometimes I do make some sense. Because when you've brought up, if anybody's had teenagers, 4 teenagers, they're all grown up now, but nobody ever listened to me in my house. And when people started listening to me on YouTube, I was like, oh, I'll have some of this. I like this. Right. Have a lovely evening yourself as well, Charlotte. And thank you so much. I'm going to press the end stream and just keep a smile on my face because, I don't know when it'll end. It's the first time I've done it, as I say. And next time I do it, when I start doing these regularly in the autumn, I will look into using a streaming platform that maybe will I can use my phone perhaps then, which has a better camera. So I'll see you soon. Take care, everybody. And please don't forget to like this and press the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Bye for now.